Okay, so you're all welcome. My name is Kelvin, and I'm going to take you through the compensation plan part 2. And I do hope that you've already gone through the part 1. We did part 1 last week with the help of Dr. Edwin, who did an amazing job. And I hope that you watched the video, you watched the recording, and you understand everything from the part 1, because we're going to build on that and do the part 2, where we're going to talk about the matching check, and then we're also going to talk about the global bonus pool. So this is going to be, well, I hope per my plan, it's going to be a short session. I do hope that you're going to ask a lot of questions so that we can bring out all the hidden information about the matching check, and then we can all get on the same page, and then we can learn something together and build our business. All right, so the flight is taking off. Hope you buckle your seatbelt. It's going to be an awesome journey together this evening. All right, so I'm going to share my screen so that we can quickly take it away. Okay, so now if you can see my screen, please type an X if you can see my screen. Type an X if you can see my screen, please. Thank you very much for the feedback. Thank you very much. Okay, so we are ready to go. Now, compensation plan training part 2. Yes. So as usual, I mean, the max compensation plan in general, I mean, it's built on these pillars, these 5 pillars: ethical best practice, which means that everything we do here at Max International must follow a certain principle of ethics. Our ethics are on point. I mean, we don't go and we don't sell our products to cure various medical diseases, because you know that our products are supplements and they only complement what the doctor's medication is actually doing. They help your cells to produce glutathione, and the glutathione then goes on to do a lot of magic work. So we don't oversell our products. We sell them just for the exact purpose for it they were meant to be. Our plan also thrives on new enrollment. If you're on this call and you're not signing new people, you are not building a sustainable business. You need to get new people into your business. You yourself need to sign new people. Your team needs to sign new people. That's how a lot of income is generated in our business. Teamwork. We lean on each other. We help one another to lift us up off the ground. For you to get to bronze, you need to build a team. For you to get to silver, you need somebody to go bronze. For you to get to gold, you need 2 people to go bronze, and so on and so forth. So teamwork is a major part of what we do here at Max International. Then, of course, at the end of the day, we need to develop leadership, because there's when you have enough leaders that you can actually enjoy your residual income. This is a fact. And once you are successful, then you can teach what you are good at, and that's what duplication is all about. So ethical best practice, new enrollment, teamwork, developing leadership, and duplicating success. That's what we do here at Max International. And our compensation plan pays out on 3 major levels. The customer income, that's buying and selling. Our products are amazing, so most people will buy the product and then they'll give it off to people and collect their money back. They trade the product, that's buying and selling. There's a bridge income, like the fast start income, which we spoke about last time. Prime bonus, which we spoke about last time as well. And we have the global bonus, which we will talk about today. Then on the residual income side, we have the binary income, which we've spoken about already. And we are going to talk about the matching check today. There's also another one called the Max Living Bonus. So altogether, there are 8 different commissions that you receive in Max International, and it's really, really amazing indeed. Now, obviously, you can tell that if all you are doing in the business currently is buying and selling, you are really doing yourself a disservice, because you are only focusing on this. I'm sure you can see my cursor. You're only focusing on this side of the business, which is very, very small compared to what you get over here at the bridge income, and even over here as residual income. So I do hope that as you go through the compensation plan training from the part 1 to the part 2, you're going to want to go beyond just buying and selling. Of course, don't get me wrong, it's good to buy and sell. Once you have demand for your products, it means that business is going to go on for a very long time. So buying and selling is good. What I'm saying is that buying and selling is not the only thing that you came to Max International to do. So don't spend all your energy on buying and selling. You invest some of the energy into getting partners into the business. Invest some of the energy into rank advancing from associate to senior associate to prime bonus to bronze associate to silver associate to gold associate, and so on and so forth. And so that as you grow in the business, as you rank advance in the business, you are going to get to a significant level of income for yourself. And you'll be amazed how much more is at stake here at Max International. So, as we already know, there are 8 different commissions: preferred customer, fast start, prime bonus, etc., etc. For our purposes today, we are going to focus on the matching check. We are going to talk about the matching check first, and then we'll wrap up with the global bonus pool. And so if you are ready, as I am ready, please type a big Y on the platform. Let me know that you're ready for us to launch into our presentation this evening. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, let me be the first to say that it's not easy to do a training on margin check. It's not easy at all because it's a bit technical. The margin check is rather technical, but of course, anything good tends to also be a bit complicated. So I'm going to try and break it down as much as possible. You have to follow me closely. If at any point in the presentation you get lost, please notify me by typing a message on the platform so that I can take it easy. I can slow down and then I'll even go back and go over it, because my aim is to make sure that when we leave here, at least everybody should have a basic understanding of the business of the margin check. But of course, notwithstanding, you do not need to understand margin check for you to make money. Ultimately, the easiest way to understand the whole compensation plan is to actually get paid. Once you are getting paid from the compensation plan, the understanding will find its way into your life. And that's a fact. When I partnered with Market International, I really had no idea what all this was about. I couldn't be bothered about margin check. I couldn't be bothered about fast start. All I knew was that if I sign people, I get paid. And so I just kept signing people. But at the end of the month, when I saw my commission and I saw the breakdown of the commission and I saw something called margin check, which was actually higher than my team commission, it made me wonder, what is this margin check about? And so that's one thing led to another. And then I read about it, I researched about it, and I kept earning more margin check. And so I began to understand it, So the ultimate key to understanding the compensation plan is to actually get paid. And that's all. So let's not miss that fact at all. Get paid and understanding will come. So margin check. Now, before we can talk about margin check effectively, let's understand what it means to have generations. I'm sure you have all heard about first generation, second generation, 20th generation, etc., etc. If you are somebody like me who's been in the business for 6 years, you understand, you actually start seeing 30th generation in your organization, and you wonder where is it going to end? It's really interesting sometimes. Anyway, so this is you. When you join the business, you have to remember that there's already a network above you, and then you're also going to develop a network under you or build a team under you. Now, anybody that you bring into the business, every single person that you sign into the business, whether you sign this person on the first day of your business or you sign this person 6 years later, that person becomes your first generation. This is very important. Every person that you personally bring into the business is your first generation. So if you sign 10 people, it means that you have 10 first generation. If you sign only one person, it means that you have only one first generation. Every person that you yourself sign into the business becomes your first generation. So please take note of that, because it's very, very important. That is, especially when it comes to margin check. Any person that your first generation bring into the business is your second generation. So let's say that you are your name is who is on this call? Let's say Nikki. This is Nikki. Now, Nikki has signed Simon into the business. So Simon becomes Nikki's first generation. When Simon also signs George into the business, George becomes Simon's first generation. But George is Nikki's second generation. Please, I hope this is clear. So with respect to Nikki over here, George is his or her second generation. Now, if George also signs up somebody, that person becomes Nikki's third generation. But this same person is George's first generation and is Simon's second generation. But when we are talking about you, Nikki, then it becomes your third generation. Please, I hope this is clear. Once you understand this generation, we are good to go. Everything else will fall in line. This can go on to second generation, third generation, fourth generation, fifth generation, 8th generation, 20th generation, 30th generation, and beyond. It simply means that there are a number of people between you and that person. You sign the first person, who signed the second person, who signed the third person, who signed the fourth person, and so on and so forth. So that is simply what generations mean. Now let me put that into a bit more graphical. So this is how your team actually looks like, your binary team. So this is you, and as I mentioned, there's already a team above you. There are people in the business before you came in, and so when you join, you are plugged into somebody's network, and you are also going to build a network of people below you or in your organization. Now, anybody in this particular picture, anybody in green was brought in by you. So over here, we see that there are 3 people in green, 1, 2, 3. Now, so the first question I have for you is, how many first generations does this person have in this binary tree that is displayed here? I need a quick answer quickly so that we can move on. How many first generations does this person have in this picture that I've shown here? Every person in green is considered your sign up. So how many first generations are in this picture? Dr. Abi says 3. Okay, Prince Jemfi says 2. Mrs. Kofi says 2. And Rita says 3, Faustina says 3. Okay, so the answer is 3. I mentioned that every person in green was brought in by the person in question. This is you. Every person in green is brought by you. So there are 3, you have 3 first generations here because there's 1, 2, 3. All the people in green were brought in by you. Now, the next question is, everybody in orange, and this is what I mean by orange. Sometimes, I mean, my color coordination is terrible, so let me just specify. This is what I mean by orange. Every person in orange was brought in by your first generation. So then my question is, how many second generations do we have in this picture that has been shown? I repeat, everybody in orange is your second generation. So how many second generation? Oh, I've even given the answer already. It's not easy being a teacher, eh? all right. So you get the picture. Oh, thank you very much. Now everybody's saying 4. That's amazing. So and then the question number 3, everybody in purple was brought in by your second generation. And so the question is, how many third generations do you have in the organization? Again, the answer is 4 because you see 4 people in purple. So the people in green were brought by you. The people in orange were brought by the people in green. And so the people in orange become your second generation. Those in purple were brought by those in orange. And so the purple guys become your third generation. This goes on and on and on and on and on. So once you understand this, we are good to go. Now let's go on and talk about enrollment tree. So now, as soon as you understand generations, then we can discuss enrollment tree. Because when it comes to when it comes to matching check, enrollment tree or enrollment team becomes very, very significant. Now, keep in mind that discussion of this matching check nature is considered advanced training. So today, everybody is having an advanced form of training. The compensation plan part 1 is what everybody should understand. If you don't understand that part 1, which is your fast start bonus, your binary bonus, it's not too good. You should try and understand the part 1. But the part 2, if you don't understand what we are discussing, don't worry. You don't need to understand it to pass the exam. And then to make, I mean, and by pass exam, I mean that you have to make money. That making money is the exam you have to pass. That's all. So now in the enrollment tree, let's go back 1 step to where we were. Every person you sign up into the business is a unique enrollment tree. I repeat, every person you sign up into the business, in other words, every first generation that you have is a unique enrollment tree. So this person here, you have signed 3 people into your team because you have everybody in green was signed up by you. So you have 3 first generation. So automatically it means that you have 3 enrollment teams. So in this picture, you have 3 enrollment teams. So let's go for another. Now that we're on the same page here, let's go forward. In this image, we are showing 5 enrollment teams, which means that, okay, let me make the question. In this picture, we are showing 5 enrollment teams. How many first generations are there in this image? Come on, let's do it quickly. There are 5 enrollment teams, and we already know that each enrollment team represents a first generation. So if there are 5 enrollment teams, automatically it means that there are 5 first generations. Exactly. So as soon as, whenever you sign up a new person, you have added another leg to your enrollment team. Every time you sign, so if you sign 10, that means you have 10 enrollment teams. If you sign 20, you have 20 enrollment teams, and all that is very important when it comes to matching check. Now, each enrollment team individual, each person here is the head of their own team. And when they have, and from the previous picture, we already stated that every orange person is a second generation. So every person that this person brings into the business becomes their second generation, and it forms part of their enrollment team, enrollment tree. Very important, same as the third generation. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is that when it comes to matching check, your team, the activity of your team or your enrollment team becomes important, because in matching check, and this is again, there's going to be a lot of back and forth in this presentation. So to let you understand, if we go back to this slide, when it comes to the binary team left and right, anybody can place people on your legs. Your uplines can put people on your legs. Your downlines are putting people on your legs. But when it comes to matching check, we do not factor in the volume that is brought in by the people that your upline placed in your legs. When it comes to binary, they count. When it comes to matching check, they do not count. And so the aim of the enrollment tree is to make sure that all the volume that is counting towards matching check is coming from people that you personally brought into the business. In fact, it is because of matching check that you should never stop signing new people. I know that some people in the compensation plan, because the prime bonus says sign 5, they are going to sign 5 and stop. because of matching check, you should never ever stop recruiting people. Personally, I'm still recruiting people. I mean, I still sign people every single month because I understand matching check and I want to maximize my matching check. Matching check is the only commission that does not have an upper limit. It can go, there's no upper limit. Your binary commission ends at $40,000. Matching check has no upper limit. You can earn as much as $1 million on matching check alone. And so why stop at 5? Why not sign 10, 20? I've signed over 200 people in this business and I'm not stopping at all. So now quick question. If I've signed 200 people in this business, how many enrollment teams do I have? As Dr. Kelvin, how many enrollment teams do I have in this business? Lovely. Simon, you are on point. More fire to you. Hurry up and tear the bronze. You have kept too long where you are. All right. So yeah, exactly. Every new signer represents a new enrollment team. So when it comes to matching check, we want your enrollment teams to be actively building their business. And so they are more or less in competition. So in this picture, there are 5 enrollment teams. There are 5 enrollment teams in this picture. At the end of every month, all the volume that comes through this first person is counted towards his enrollment team. Then this person is yet to start a business, so doesn't have any volume at all. So you see 0%. Then this person has signed only one person who may or may not have generated some volume, so there's some small percentage here, and so on and so forth. So at the end of the period, all the volume, the total volume is summed up, and then we find the percentage of each enrollment team as a percentage of the whole. Now, this percentage is very, very important when we are going to discuss it in the next few slides. But before we do that, there are some rules about the matching check that you need to understand. First of all, your matching check that you get paid depends on your paid as rank. In other words, you may be, when you're bronze or when you're silver or when you're gold, it doesn't mean that if you're a gold associate and you didn't make your gold volume this month, you're not going to get paid matching check. You will still get paid, but lower because you got to silver, you got to bronze, you didn't get to gold. So it's your paid as rank. But let me take a minute to explain. There's a pin rank and there's paid rank. When you hit a rank first and you become a pin rank, you're a pin bronze. But every new month, you have to generate the volume and maintain your bronze volumes again to be counted as a bronze associate or to be counted as a bronze matching check. It's very important. You can only earn matching check up to your 7th generation, not more than 7. So even though I have 30th generation and 40th generation in some cases, I cannot earn matching check beyond my 7th generation. Another reason why it's important to keep signing people all the time so that you can maximize your matching check. Now, the matching check bonus will be based upon the percentage enrollment tree volume that your power team accounts for. So when all the percentages are calculated, the team that has the highest percentage, in this case 45%, that team becomes your power team. When it comes to your matching check, this team becomes your power team. Your power team. There's a question on the platform already. Wow. Maintaining bronze pay means how much new volumes on pay leg each month. It means that every new month you are generating the same 2,000 new volumes on your pay leg. You have to generate your 2,000 volumes on your pay leg. Remember that it's a commission business. So once you generate the commission, you're going to get paid once you generate the volume, you're going to get paid your commission and the volume will wash away. So every month you have to generate your new volume to get paid again. And that is heavily invested in your matching check. So I hope that, like I said in the beginning, this is very technical. So bear with me. I'm going to try my best to break it down, and then we can have some more insight about matching check as we go along. All right. So let's see if what I've said makes sense. But for now, let's move to the next slide and see. So these are a few notes for you to take, some things to take note of as we continue. You have to qualify for binary commission before you can earn matching check. In other words, you have to do your auto ship. You have to have at least one person on your left, one person on your right who have also done the auto ship before you can qualify to earn matching check. It's important. Number 2, you cannot carry over your matching check volume. If you fail to do your auto ship this month, your matching check will wash away. You cannot get it back. So you have to make sure they are always in your auto ship. You are always getting paid your binary commission so that you qualify for the matching check as well. And then number 3, the matching check is calculated only on the team bonus. Only on team bonus, not on the total commission, only on team bonus. And so when you go to your back office, when you go to your commissions page, you can actually see the breakdown of your commission. You have your binary, your matching check, your prime bonus, your global bonus, and so on and so forth. It's only the binary bonus that you can earn matching check on, not on the total commission of your downline. And there are 2 more things that are not written here. The matching check commission starts from bronze. If you are not yet bronze, you do not earn matching check. But as soon as you achieve bronze rank, you begin to earn matching check. That's number one. And then the last thing which the matching check plays a role in, which has escaped my mind right now, it will come up before we finish this section. Okay, so let's move on. Now, there are 3 tiers in matching check. There are 3 different levels of matching check based on your power team. We already explained what your power team is. It is the enrollment team that has the highest volume. And so there are 3 matching check tiers. The best, the ideal, the one that everybody aspires to have is the tier 3 matching check. Now, at tier 3 matching check, it means that all the people that you have signed, or most of the people that you have signed, are doing very well in the business. They are all bringing volume. They are all, rising up in the business. You are helping them all to achieve significant levels in the business. And so, at the end of the month, when we check their volumes, we realize that the volumes are not too far apart. The highest person may have just 45. The next person is 30%, 15. The difference between them is not too significant. And the idea is that you are doing well by spreading yourself and helping everybody you bring into the business to earn money. So each of these people you brought into the business is earning money. And when that happens, you are getting the highest form of matching check, which is that if you're a bronze associate, you are getting paid 20% of your downlines and binary income. Now, the fourth thing I wanted to talk about before I forget, is that the matching check commission is not taking out of your downlines money. No, it's not taking out of your downlines money. It is a commission given to you by Max International based on how much your downline is making. And so Bronze Associates is getting paid 20% matching check on their first generation. Now you see that it has been broken down to third generation, second generation, up to 7th generation. As you increase your rank, you also increase your generation that you can match check on. So when you are bronze, you only match check on your first generation. So if you have 10 first generation, if you have signed 10 people, you can match check on all the 10 people once you become bronze associate, provided that each of those 10 people is also getting paid a binary commission, which means that they've done their authorship and they've got at least 2 people, one on the left, one on the right, to also do their authorship, and they are getting paid their binary commission. Once that happens, you are getting paid 20%. When you become a silver associate, you are getting paid on your first generation as well as on your second generation, which means that now if your first generation has signed their people, you begin to earn 10% on their commission as well. When you become a gold associate, you're earning up to your third generation, and so on and so forth. When you're a double diamond associate like myself, you're earning up to your 6th generation. When you become a triple diamond and crown diamond, you're earning up to your 6th generation, your 7th generation, sorry. You're earning up to 50% of their binary commission being paid to you as matching check commission. So that is what the tier 3 matching check gives you. It's the best and most desirable form of the matching check commission. But unfortunately, not many of us are able to get to this tier 3 immediately. It takes time to get to tier 3. It takes time because when you start the business, you may speak to several people and get one person to join the business. That person may have already been into network marketing for some time. And so he or she may understand the network marketing game. And so once he or she joins the business, even before you understand what is going on, that person may be signing people and moving quickly without your help. So automatically that person begins to get volume more than the other people that you have signed up. And so that brings us to somewhere like tier 2, where your power team is now generating over 70% of all the total volume that you have in your organization. And the rest of your teammates, the rest of your signups are not doing so well, or they're not doing so well yet. And so when your power team is generating over 70% of the volume, of the total volume, then your margin check will drop a little. So now instead of 20%, when you're bronze, you're earning only 15% of the binary commission. And when you're silver, you're still earning to second generation, but you're earning a bit less. You're earning a bit less than what everybody else is earning. When you are gold, you're still earning up to third generation, but you're earning a bit less, and so on and so forth. So I'm sure you are following the trend by now. And I'm sure you can see what's going on, because your power team is now taking a huge chunk of your volume. It's reduced your margin check somewhat, because the thing is, the company wants to be sure that nobody is cheating somebody else. Our system is such that we don't want it to seem like you are working for somebody or somebody is working for you. We want you to work with everybody and make sure that everybody is getting paid, so that we can spread the wealth. And so the more likely it is that somebody is working by themselves and growing up their business, the lower your margin check. And so the company wants to encourage you that if you realize that somebody is doing so well in the business, help others to catch up with that person so that your margin check can also go up. And so the story is the same when it comes to tier one. At tier one, it means that one of your teams is taking more than 80% of the volume, and the rest of your sign-ups are not doing so well, and so your matching check drops again somewhat. The thing is, understand that almost everybody starts business at tier one and then grows to tier two and then eventually reaches tier three. It happens to everybody. And I know that I'm sure that some people have questions. So if you have questions, this is the time to drop your question, so that we can see how best we can advise, or we can explain some more. Now I see a hand raised, but there's no name, so I don't know how to address the person. Mr. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if you have a question. If you have a question, please type yes in the comment section so I can unmute your mic for you to ask your question. All right, but while we wait for Mr. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's move on and see how best we can address. I have a scenario over here. So now, you can actually monitor. You're not going to be expected to be doing all this calculation by yourself at the end of the month. No, it's automatically done for you in your back office, and you can actually track it. If you go to your back office, click on snapshot, and then you go to commission reports. That's the last but one tab. If you click on commission report, you come to enrollment tree. You can actually see all the calculations done already. So you know that your largest enrollment team, in this case, your largest enrollment team is generating 57%, and then the rest of the team is generating 42%. And so this puts you at tier three. And sometimes the calculation might change and you end up in tier two or tier one. It happens to everybody. So don't beat yourself up. It's not a negative thing. It just means that somebody in your team is on fire. So you need to increase your fire to match that person's fire so that the money can flow. That's all. So you can track all of this in your back office. So don't get worked up over it. But I do have a scenario that I'm going to share with you. So remember these guys: first generation, second generation, the third generation. I'm going to go through this scenario quickly, and I'm sure that to answer some of the questions that you may have. So now, let's say you're a gold associate, and at this point, if you want to become a gold associate, please go ahead and type gold in the comment section. I'd like to see who is ready to go gold at this point. So let me see some golds dropping in the comment section quickly. Who is ready to go gold? Lovely, lovely, lovely. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. So now, when you're a gold associate, the question is, how many levels do you go? How many generations do you match check on as a gold associate? How many levels do you match check on as a gold associate? Should I repeat the question? As a gold associate, how many levels do you match check on as a, yes, exactly, 3 levels. Wonderful. So first generation, second generation, and third generation. So now, as a gold associate, you have a first generation whose team bonus was $1,000, and then second generation whose team bonus was also $1,000, and a third generation whose team bonus also $1,000. I'm using $1,000 for ease of calculation. So assuming you were earning at tier 3 matching check as a gold associate, you are going to be earning 30% of $1,000, and that comes to $300. So you are going to be paid $300 commission because you have helped your first generation to earn $1,000. And this $300, so if you have 10 first generations, 20 first generations, it means you're going to get paid $300 for each of these ones, provided they are earning $1,000. That's some serious money. On your second generation, you're going to earn 10% of their binary commission, so that's $100 paid to you. On a third generation, you're going to earn 9%, so that's $90. So on matching check alone, you're going to be paid $490 for this calculation that we've just done. Keeping in mind that you have, by the time you are gold, you have more than 3 people in your organization. You probably have 500 people in your organization, so that's some serious money you're going to earn right there. You see. Now let's look at the same scenario if you were matching check tier 2. If you're earning matching check tier 2 as a gold associate, instead of 30%, you now be earning 22% on the same $1,000, and this time is $225. You'll be earning 7.5 on your second generation, that's $75. You'll be earning 6.75 on your third generation, that's $67.5. And so again, the total now comes to $367.5. If you were earning tier 1 matching check, the same calculation would happen. This time 15% for your first generation, 5% for second generation, and then 4.5% for your third generation. So you can have 3 gold associates, but they will be earning different matching checks because their team dynamics are different. And so, like I said, you need to study your team, study your business, and know which enrollment tree, which enrollment team is your power team, and then you can focus on balancing your team very, very well. Again, you don't have to use your brain. It's already been done in your back office. In fact, you can actually, the back office will tell you who your power team enrollment is. To give you all this information. So you have all that information at your fingertips. All you have to do is build your team in such a way that you can balance it so that you can increase your matching check. And so at Max, you don't just earn money because you came in early. No, you earn money because you are helping everybody in your downline to make money. And that is how you maximize your Max International payout. If you don't do that, if you stay at tier 1 for a long time and you don't earn as much as you could potentially have earned. So that's why we are still in business and still engaged in learning, team building, team activities, because we want to maximize the payout. All right, so that brings us to the end of matching check. I know it was very, very technical. If you have any questions, please drop it on the platform quickly whilst we dive straight into the global bonus. Global bonus is very short and straightforward, so it's not going to be complicated at all. But if you have any question with respect to matching check, this is the time to drop those questions so that we can try and address them quickly. But while we wait for the questions, let's move on and kill the global bonus quickly so that we can close and then come and answer all the questions that you may have. Now, global bonus is very simple and straightforward. It's actually very, very simple. Number one, global bonus is not a fixed income commission. What that means is that how much you are paid global bonus today is different from how much you are paid tomorrow. It's different from how much you are going to be paid the next month. This is because global bonus is a pool. When all the max volumes for the month have been calculated, then the company takes 1% of the total global volume, puts it in a fund, and then everybody who has been able to increase their pay leg volume by 1,000 points will receive a share of the global bonus. What this means is that, and there's a pictorial representation of what I'm trying to say. What this means is that if previously, last month, your pay leg volume was, say, 2,000 points. Last month was August. If your pay leg volume was 2,000 points, if in this month of September, you are able to increase your pay leg volume from 2,000 points to 3,000 points, you are going to receive 1 share of global bonus. Now, that 1 share of global bonus could range from as little as 50 Ghana cedis to as much as 20,000 cedis. It's very, very variable because it depends on how big the volume was for that month. And it also depends on how many people qualified for that global bonus pool for that month. And so depending on all the dynamics, you could earn a lot of money from global bonus, or you could earn something small from global bonus. But ultimately, it's still a plus because once you increase your pay leg by 1,000 points, it's possible that you may even rank advanced, in which case you're going to earn more matching check, or you're going to increase your binary payment. And so just by increasing your pay leg by 1,000 points, your total commission is actually going to go up significantly. And so it's really important that we aspire to increase our volume every single month. Now, it's also possible that in the same month, you can even earn more than 1 share. So for instance, if your last volume was 15,000 volume, you became a gold associate. And then the next month you became a platinum associate, like our boss Lady Foa and boss Philip did in the month of August. They moved from gold to platinum in 1 month, which means they added as much as 15,000 points to their previous pay leg. Now, do the calculation. From 15,000 to 30,000, how many shares of global bonus will they be adding to their pay? Would they be qualifying for? Can somebody tell us? From 15,000 to 30,000, how many shares of global bonus are they going to receive? Yes, 15 shares, exactly. And so let's assume that the global bonus for the month of August is, say, 100 Ghana cedis. That means that global bonus alone is 1,500 Ghana cedis. Now that's good money, considering that nobody makes plans with global bonus. That's just bonus money. We call it windfall money. That's just coming into your account. Well, what if the global bonus was, let's say, 1,000 Ghana cedis or $200 or $1,000? It has actually happened before that global bonus was $1,000 US, and so that's a lot of money that is at stake here. And so even though we do not place so much emphasis on the global bonus, it's something that is good to know, so that if you realize that you are nearing 1,000 points over your historical high, push and make it and hit that 1,000 so that you can make some global bonus in addition to whatever you are making already. However, there's a catch. Keep in mind that if you are, let's say, a silver associate, which means you got to 5,000 points 2 months ago, or let's say 3 months ago, you got to a 5,000 points 3 months ago, and then you were unable to make that 5,000 points. So the next month, so let's say in June you got 5,000 points. In July you managed to get, let's say, 3,000 points. If in August you were able to push yourself back to 5,000, it does not mean that you qualify for global bonus. No, because your historical high was already 5,000. So when you got to 5,000, you will not get any global bonus. But if you're able to push yourself to 6,000, then you qualify for global bonus. And so every time we should aspire to earn a little more than we earned the previous month, and that's how we keep increasing our commission. Unfortunately, the global bonus ends when you become platinum. And so when you hit the month you become platinum, you will earn your last global bonus. From then on, you can't earn global bonus again. Your commission your global bonus is replaced by living bonus. And so now you earn living bonus. So every time you become platinum, there's a commission you're going to get. Every time you become diamond, there's a commission you're going to get, and so on and so forth. So that brings us to the end of this part of the presentation as well. And so now we'll pause here for any question that you may have on any aspect that we have discussed already today. Thank you very much for tuning in and paying attention to what we discussed. I know it's been very, very technical, but I know that there are a lot of people, once you are taking your eligibility, everything will be clarified in due time as soon as the money starts hitting your account. So, any questions? Well, Dr. Samuel, thanks for the feedback. He says the first time he has understood all machine check TS. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was quite challenging explaining it, but I'm thankful that you got the gist of it.